Yeah, there's just so much going on as a pregnant mum and as a new mum. How do you know when it's just pregnancy hormones and issues, and then when it's something more? How do you know when you should be talking about it?
I think it can be hard to tell sometimes because obviously there's a lot going on. It's a big transition and everything, and your body's changing. You're trying to get used to all of that. But I think probably what I'd say, I think is very important to kind of know yourself. And I think, there's times where you feel things are stressful, you're finding things difficult, but ultimately you feel, I'm okay, I can cope with this. But I think when you start to feel like, because I think we do get the signs, I think we do, those alarm bells start ringing, even if it's like quite a distant thing. I think we do know if we were to sit still and really think about it. And I think it's important to listen to that. So yes, we might live in a society where everyone's like, get on with things, be productive, everyone's got problems kind of thing. But it's like, I don't think you have to, and it needs to become so severe that it's only at that point you then feel it's legitimate enough for you to say, I want to seek help, whether it's diagnosable or not. If you don't feel okay, you don't feel okay. Whether it's normal to feel really tearful or not, the point is it's not pleasant, it's not enjoyable to feel like that. And I think also just familiarising yourself, with the signs and symptoms of a lot of common mental health difficulties like depression, whether that's postnatal depression or depression in pregnancy or anxiety during pregnancy or afterwards. And there's lots of information out there and a number of different websites, and just becoming a bit more aware of what those things are. And you also might need somebody who understands that, or that's their line of work, to be able to help you make sense of these symptoms that you're reading as well. So I think it does need to be talked about a lot more kind of in a more upfront way and earlier on, not when it becomes a problem.
So for new mums, any advice, hacks, tips that you'd give just to be aware of mental health and how to ask for support?
Yeah, I guess some of the tips I would say is that, again, even though I do feel the onus shouldn't be on new mums to educate themselves all about this, but I think there is still a lot of resources out there, and there are a number of charities that do kind of list symptoms and things. So I think it's important to speak to your GP as a first port of call, or your health visitor or midwife, depending on where exactly you are in the, maternity journey. And then there are other charities like Mind who have really detailed information about different perinatal mental health difficulties, and there's Pandas as well. Is another charity that work with people around anxiety and depression during the perinatal period. You can familiarise yourself with those things, and if you're feeling, it's not that you have to tick every single box or feel absolutely every symptom, but if you're feeling like some of those things are maybe just, if you're just talking to somebody, a friend perhaps, that you feel that you can trust, and maybe they can support you with attending a GP appointment to talk about it. So not feeling like they've got to carry the whole weight of it. Like, you can recruit people to help you have these conversations with your healthcare providers as well. So I think that's really important. But I know it's not easy always to tune into where you are, but I think just genuinely just trying to listen to yourself, and maybe just keeping a bit of a journal as well, or a diary about how you're feeling, and just so you can track actually what's going on with you as well. And because sometimes, like, the days just kind of merge into one, and then last week you can't even remember what happened. But actually, if you have some sort of a record that you can go back to, and you think, actually, I'm seeing this pattern, or this coming up, then that might help kind of spur you on perhaps to think, actually, I'm going to say something to somebody about this. But I do know it can be hard, like you said, to find the time to sit still to do that. But I think it's just listening to yourself is so important as well, and not to give up, that there are people who really do want to listen and actually really do want to support somebody who's struggling.
If you're feeling overwhelmed or unable to cope, text Baby Buddy, all as one word, to 85258 for free anonymous text support at any time.